fast to get rid of that car because he knew something was wrong with that car. He sold the car. The next day, he bought a car. How about his car needed a transmission? See? It'll get you. It'll get you. I said, I ain't got time to be paying for stuff. I ain't got time to be paying for stuff. I got a drink box that I had over in the ice cream shop down there in Trey Storage. Very nice, too. Coca-Cola drink box. Very nice. Didn't use it about a year. Very nice. Thing will run up your light bill. It will run up your light bill. Yes, yes. They came at me the other day at Perry Store. Wanting to see it. Interested in wanting to buy it. I said, ain't got no problem with selling it to y'all. I'll take the money. Sure will. I said, but I'm going to tell y'all the truth. It'll run up your light bill. That's just how honest I was. Now, y'all make that decision now. Because I ain't in no hurry. I said, been sitting there and it ain't hurting me for it to sit there. You know what I'm saying? It ain't costing me. I don't mind selling it to you, but I'm just telling you the truth about it. If because you got to figure your utilities into your profits. So you don't want no bunch of money going out in utilities if you got an option to not. That thing runs up your light bill, but yes, I will sell it to you. And then she said, well, would you be willing to go down in the price? And I said, no. I sure did. That truth came with a cost. And didn't go down. And I'm waiting on them to say what if they want it or not. If they do, they do. Just because I told you the truth. That comes with a firmness. Because that means that I know the value of what I got. If I was trying to hustle them, trying to be slick, I mean, yeah, just give me, such for it. You know what I'm saying? Because I need to get it out my way. Because I'm a hustling them. But see, I'm not hustling. So I'm firm. It makes a difference. So, let me finish this here. Verse 40 again, he says, but now you seek to kill me, a man as I told you the truth, which I have heard of God. This did not Abraham. You see what he said? He said, Abraham wouldn't tell y'all the truth. That's why y'all liked him. See, Abraham wouldn't tell y'all the truth. See, folk gonna cloak with who ain't gonna tell them the truth. That's why a lot of folk will move themselves to other churches and all that kind of stuff. Because I don't like what she said. You know what I'm saying? I don't like how Pastor Larry said. Whatever. She ain't changing it. I put that in the book. I'm just going to go somewhere where you just go sit there where they can let you die. Because if they really cared, they tell you the truth. He says, Abraham didn't tell y'all the truth. Verse 41. First part of it says, you do the deeds of who? Your father. I told y'all, everybody is not a child of God. Then said they to him, we be not born of fornication. They trying to figure it out. For we have one Father, even God. Jesus said, if God, I rest my case. Y'all read what he said.
If I were your father, you would have loved me, for I received the word and come from God. Neither I not over myself, but he did send me.
Bust them up, didn't he? Say, you telling a lie. You telling a lie. You lying. See, y'all, this religious stuff killing folk. It's not telling folk the truth. And that is the reason why we are not living successful lives. That is the reason why we are not living successful lives, y'all. Because we are basing our lives based off a whole bunch of lies. A whole bunch of bull crap. You got people that are telling folks stuff just because they scared them people ain't going to give. So I ain't going to say it like that. I ain't going to preach it like that. I ain't going to teach it like that. Because if I do, they going to get mad and they ain't going to give. So they be scared to tell people the truth. Well, if God is the source of your life, and if God is who you depend upon, whatever. If you tell them the truth, and they really sincerely want the truth, they want spiritual maturity, even though they might struggle with what you said, they'll still keep letting it work on them until they come to a point to say, yeah, you know, you Pastor Lee, I was mad at you. I started to ride by your house and shoot bombs out there. You know what I'm saying? I was just that mad at you. But I realized what you said to me was true. That is awesome. Because at least they allowed the word to work on them. They didn't just close off the entrance of the word. Psalms 119 says, the entrance of thy word giveth light, and it gives understanding unto the simple. I think that's Psalms 119 verse 130. The entrance of thy word. So they allowed the word to come in, and they didn't push it right out. They might didn't like it, but they didn't push it right out. They allowed themselves to come to a place of reasoning, and I'm still talking about spiritual maturity. They allowed themselves to come to a place of reasoning as to where they allowed that word to start challenging them. Because you got to understand, anybody that is set as a leader, are they in front of you or behind you? In front. So that means who's going to see the furthest? So then if they say something, why would you be upset if they're leading? They saw the pothole before you behind them. If you understand leadership. But what happens is there's not a spiritual maturity. Spiritual maturity says that I've got to allow myself to be led. That's what spiritual maturity is. I've got to allow myself to be led. We try to do spiritual maturity like natural maturity. In natural maturity, you grow anyway. But in spiritual maturity, you have to make a decision to grow. You have to say, I'm going to allow myself to be led. I'm going to allow myself to be shepherded in spiritual maturity. If you do not allow yourself to be shepherded, you will constantly be battling with the shepherd. And you will be considered a GOAT, a resistant sheep, a hard-headed sheep, a wandering sheep, a lost sheep, a goat. But spiritual maturity says, I see that this shepherd knows the safest place for me to get in. This shepherd is going to lead me right. Because if you allow your mind to see it from this concept, y'all, I've had to fight through all of this to get to be the person I am. I do not struggle with the authority set in my life. I don't. Because you got to understand this. If a person is in front of you and there is a pothole up there, who going in it first? So if you see me go in it, you a fool. So then common sense should tell you that the leader is going to go. And all you got to do is follow. See, but when you don't have a real concept of how things operate, and when you look at the fact that it's a woman, yeah, she's a woman. I sure am. Glad to be one. But I didn't make a decision to do this. This was what I was chose to do. I didn't make this decision. Ain't no telling where I would be right now. Probably dead. And that's just being honest. So I didn't choose this. This was something that God chose to do. So if you struggle with the fact she's a woman, that's going to get you. If you struggle with the fact I'm older than her, that's going to get you. Because there was so many that was born before Jesus, but he still had to become their Savior. Right or wrong? Okay then. See how you got to throw all that stuff in the garbage? And how you can let that kind of stuff mess you up. You can. You can let that stuff mess you up. Okay. Even if you struggle with the fact of, well, I know some stuff that she done did. Let me show you how you got to throw that in the garbage. Jesus went in the temple and overturned the tables, but still was Savior. Some folk are saying, I don't want to follow him. He done went in there and turned over tables inside the church. He ain't right. Because folk will charge you like that. You know, right? They'll charge you for stuff now. They'll charge you for stuff. So they could literally say, the scriptures say he was mad when he did it. So they could literally say, I ain't finna follow him. He was mad. Went in that church, and then that temple just started overthrowing them tables. I don't think nobody that's saved is supposed to do stuff like that. There they go with that, I don't think. There they go with that, I don't think what somebody's supposed to do, and they ain't living a hill of beans. But want to say what they don't think somebody's supposed to do. So they could use that against him. But say if they use that against him, did that stop him from being Lord? No. Did that stop him from being a Savior? Did that stop him from being a Redeemer? See, you'll mess yourself up. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all. You'll mess yourself up. You don't do it but hurt yourself. Because see, I'm going to still be who I was purposed to be. Still do the will of God to the best of my ability, like I'm supposed to. And the one that's struggling will be well. Struggling. And straining. Trying to find their way home. So you have to realize, that's where spiritual maturity comes in, y'all. That's why you got to count your costs. You got to think about stuff. Stop living your life based off of the way you've always done this stuff. It doesn't work like that when you come into the kingdom. It doesn't. It doesn't work like that. Let me finish. Where did I told y'all to go? I did that. I go back over to Romans 8. Romans 8. What was I at in Romans? Was it verse 15? Yeah, okay. I was at 16 now? Okay. All right, yeah, because I wanted to show y'all about how you are pretty much heirs. You're heirs and how you're entitled to get. Yeah, because we saw that over in Luke 2 about the inheritance of the Spirit, right? All right, so Romans chapter 8, it says, verse 17, because I did 16. 16 says, the Spirit itself bears witness with our spirit that we are the children of God. Verse 17 says, and if children, so that means if we are actually children, then we are what? And heirs of what? And we are what? We're who? With Christ, right? So I'm heirs with God, which means when I told y'all God being the Father. So that means God, the Father houses how much? Everything. All of it. But then it says, not only am I heirs with God that has everything, I'm heirs with Christ, which has salvation, which has redemption, which has power. So I'm a bad joker. You see that? I'm a bad joker. God got me covered on everything. But if I need what Jesus has the ability to do, which is salvation, redemption, power, I got that too. If so be that if we suffer with him, we must what? Glorify. Glorified, to have glory means to have favor, y'all. To have the glory on your life means to have the favor of God on your life. Who don't want that? To have the glory of God means to have the favor of God. So it says, let's read it like this. If so that we suffer with him, that we may be also favored together.